Hello, everyone. I hope you are having a fabulous July 5th. I'm excited that you have joined me tonight for the 3 ways to boost teacher engagement when it comes to your campus goals. I know right now, whether you are a principal, a district leader, an instructional coach, a department chair, a team leader, I know what you're doing right now. You are going through and you are like, ooh, I'm going to do this goal. This could be our goal. Because let me tell you, you are planning for the upcoming school year. I know you. I know exactly what you're doing. But here is the deal. I want you to pump the brakes for a hot second because a goal needs to have investment. If you want a collaborative goal to actually work, if you want people to work towards that goal, to be motivated towards that goal, you can't be the only one who develops the goal. And so I'm going to ask you, first of all, do any of these things sound familiar? The first thing is, this is just another thing that will come and go. Like you set this goal out and you get super pumped about it and you're excited about it. But as soon as you present it, everyone's like, ugh. Okay, I've seen this before. They're going to say the goal. This is going to be our goal this year. And then next year, we're going to have a goal, a new one, and no one's going to care about it. Or do you go around campus, again, you're excited about the goal, you're pumped, and no one knows what it is. They're just like, we have a goal? I don't even know what we're supposed to be working towards. Or maybe you get the reaction of, this is just one more thing on our plate. I don't want to have to deal with this. Can we just go work in our classrooms? Maybe you're getting, I'm already doing that. I don't even know why that's a goal. Like, we're a good team. Don't even worry about it. We got this goal. Or you get, this is one of my favorites that I hear all the time is, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We're already doing this. It's fine. I don't know why we have to add something else. When you hear these particular statements, you do not have investment in the goal. Now, what happens when you don't have investment in the goal? Let me tell you, you have teams and teachers working in opposite directions. Either they're working against one another or they're going in 20 million different directions, and that creates overwhelm. And that also creates an unrealistic work environment, and it damages your culture. You do not want that. So the first thing that I always tell administrators is you only need one goal. One, guys, one goal. And I'm here to tell you why. At the end of the school year, you created this beautiful campus improvement plan where you probably have between 5 and 8 goals that, man, they are just outlined. They're beautiful. I put what our goal is, the steps we're going to take to do this, and then bam, the school year starts. And guess what? No one knows what your goal is. No one knows what it is. They can't communicate it to one another, or there's just so many things and so many initiatives that are going to happen that it is, just like I said earlier, overwhelming. And you want to avoid that. Now, I get it. You're telling me, but Alyssa, we have to work on this, and we need to work on this, and we need to work on this, and then we have this subject and this subject and this subject. Let me tell you, I swear I always go by JFK's famous quote, all rising tides sail ships. So when you elevate one thing on your campus, other things are going to elevate as well. But I also want to tell you this. If you have all of these other goals in place, there's not a clear direction. And we know that clear is kind. And if we want to accelerate progress, we have to get all stakeholders moving in the same direction. So if you have heard this before, this is just another thing we have to do. It's going to come. It's going to go. I don't even know what our goal is. I'm already doing that. I don't need to work on it. Or if it ain't broke, it ain't fix it. I just want you to know that you have an investment problem People have not invested in your goals in the past. Don't try to go about it the same way that you did the other times. We have to do something different. And so I'm here to show you 3 moves that you can make today to start earning teacher investment in the goal. So let's go for it. The first thing you need to do is elicit teacher input. You have to, guys. So I want you to think about it. Anytime that someone just throws a goal at you, are you completely motivated to accomplish that goal? Do you get excited about that goal? No, not if it doesn't relate to you. Stop setting campus goals without incorporating the voice of your key stakeholders. You need to get their input. Now, you might even be thinking, Alyssa, it is the summer. Teachers are not checking their emails. They are not checking anything at work. And I got to get this goal nailed down. So how am I going to set the goal before they get on campus? Here's some strategies that you can do. Number 1, send out a survey. Now, I know what you said. Yeah, I said earlier, a lot of teachers aren't checking their emails right now. Some are. And I'm even going to venture to say most are. Most are already checking their emails. And so if you prompt it as in, I want your input. I need you. Tell me what you think. And you give them the why. As you're asking them to set or take this survey, they're going to respond. You will receive responses. And this survey can be really simple. It can just say something like, hey, what's your greatest problem on campus? What are the biggest things that you want to fix that we can actually control? Get their feedback. Or maybe even ask hey, what are some big things that you would love to see our students be able to do when they get into your classroom? I want you to think of it that way, narrow it down. If not, you're going to get a lot of big answers. I want you to focus on what is happening in their classroom. So if you were to wave a magic wand and you had the absolute best day ever with your kids, what do you want them to be able to do in the classroom? And that right there will zero in on the comments that you are going to want to receive. You can provide them with some stems. That also helps as well, helps them get their memory jogging or get their ideas going. But survey your teachers because they will want to see their concerns and their wish lists incorporated in the goal. Now, I also want you to personally invite people to the table. I'm here to tell you there are individuals who would show up on your campus next week if you invited them, if they knew they were going to have the opportunity to discuss what they want to work on next year. Now, that's not everyone. And if not everyone can attend, that's okay too. But if you send a personal invitation to individuals saying, hey, I'm trying to create our campus goal. I want teacher input. Please come to this if you can. It can be your department chairs. Maybe you're a department chair watching tonight and you're like, well, I need them to come up with a goal. Invite your teacher leaders. Who are the ones that have the most influence? And I even want you to think of your negative Nellies out there. Who are the ones who might complain the most? Who are the ones who even, maybe they just get frustrated with something and they automatically just start telling everyone and it spreads like wildfire? You want to personally invite them to the table. Now, again, this is their off time. So we need to be respectful of that. But I want you to know you have people on your campus right now who would love to come be a part of this conversation. And if they were, they would show up if they were able. So send personal text messages, call people and say, hey, I thought of you immediately. We are working on our campus goal. And I just know that your input is going to add value to this. When you do that and you take that time to make that investment, guess what happens when people start bad-mouthing the goal? Those people are going to stand up for it and defend it. So make personal reach outs. Now, you also want to meet with teams. Maybe you can host Zoom meetings or ask them to come to the campus or get them on a phone call, but you want their input. Also, when you have them together, I want you to think of their greatest pain points. And let me tell you why. As a school leader, whether you're an instructional coach, a principal, district personnel, department chair, you do see the bigger picture. You see a lot more of the moving parts that some people don't get to see. What they see is what's in their classroom. Even though they have friends in other classes and they commiserate with their peers, they still don't know what's happening in other teachers' classrooms unless they're in there frequently. And so they know what is in their classroom. So I want you to start this conversation by having them brainstorm what keeps them up at night. When you leave school, what are your biggest concerns when it comes to student learning? What are your biggest concerns when it comes to the campus culture? What is driving you to drink, essentially? And so I want you to keep those things at the forefront of their mind. Because when you start to develop a goal that's going to solve that problem, they're going to want to invest in that goal. So, principals, district leaders, instructional coaches, department chairs, I am here to tell you, do not develop a goal until you have taken the time to elicit teacher input. Everyone wants to be seen, valued, and heard. And this is one of those ways that you're helping them be seen, valued, and heard. Now, the next thing you need to do is assist in their visualization. Like I said earlier, you see the bigger picture. You know all the ins and outs. You know, oh my gosh, if we could just focus on this, it would be beautiful. But just because you see it doesn't mean that everyone else sees the relevancy. And it doesn't mean that they see the reason even why we need to focus on this, or they have that idea that, oh, we already do that. So stop developing goals that others cannot see how they will benefit. Why would I care if a goal was we are going to exercise 5 times a day? That's our goal. That's our goal. But I already exercise 5 times a day. 5 times a week. Like that, you want it to be something relevant. So here's how you can make the goal relevant and get people excited about it, because you cannot be the only person excited about this goal. 1, I want you to engage in conversations around a wish list. Like I mentioned earlier, just phrase it as, if I were to wave a magic wand, what obstacles would I remove when it comes to student learning? Or if I were to wave a magic wand, what would a perfect classroom period look like, sound like, feel like? When they develop that wish list, they start getting excited. Like it's like, oh my gosh, I would be so super pumped to come to work every day if this happened. Like they'll start to be like, yes, I can see that. I want to do that. I want to have this. You want to help others see how the goal will impact their well-being. And so I tend to ask people, how would this make your life better? What is the worst thing that could happen if we don't accomplish this goal? So now I can visualize chaos and even, it's getting worse. Or what would be the absolute most amazing thing to happen if we conquered this goal? And when they can see how they will benefit, because you're going to hear things like, I won't be as exhausted when I get home. I will have time on the weekend to spend with my family. I won't have a nervous breakdown every week, or I'll be super pumped that I'm seeing my students grow. It's going to be easier on me. Those are the types of things you want to hear your teacher say, because that's going to motivate their investment. Now, the next thing that you have to do is clarify the outcomes using specific language and success criteria. Do not use overgeneralizations when you're discussing your goal. So let's say your goal is that you want to improve campus culture. That's like the big, broad umbrella. Then you're going to want to narrow it down to be very specific. So you have this beautiful, well-written goal, but here's the next step. You need to create success criteria. A healthy culture looks like teachers engaging in positive conversations, teachers willingly going to express their concerns to the administration. That's a huge indicator of a positive, healthy culture. Or principals are visible throughout the school during the entire day. Like, these are components of a healthy culture on a campus. But if we just said we want a positive culture on this campus, that's so ambiguous. And it means so many different things to so many different people. So as a staff, create the success criteria of what it will look like when we accomplish this goal. When you are clarifying it, you are creating a vision that will motivate others to invest in your goal. Now, here's the big deal. We have to make the main thing the main thing. And this is why in my conversations with administrators, I am continually saying one goal, not 5, one goal. And we make it the main thing. Now, let's talk about this one goal. One of my favorite quotes that I just heard recently from a gentleman who's in a coaching group with me. His name is Bixby Elliott. He is a screenwriter. He is amazing. I love him so much. But he told me the other day, Alyssa, goals die in darkness. Whoa. Like, mic drop. Like, I was so stinking pumped when I heard that, because it's so true. If we don't let people know our goals, if we don't continually put it in their face, it's going to die. That's why I guarantee you, if I were to walk onto anyone's campus and I asked a teacher, just random teacher, hey, what's your campus improvement plan? What's on it? No one's going to be able to tell me what's on that list, on that improvement plan, unless they were a part of writing the campus improvement plan. It needs to be plastered across your entire campus. There needs to be posters of your one goal everywhere, in the bathroom, in the teachers' classrooms, in the hallways, in the lunchroom, in the gym. This goal needs to be everywhere, because you don't want just the teachers to know this goal. You want the students to know this goal. You want the rest of your staff to know this goal. You want families to know this goal, because if you don't, goals die in darkness. So put it at the top of all of your agendas. We're going to prioritize it. We are going to prioritize our trainings around this goal. Stop overwhelming teachers. When you have your one goal, guess what? That's what your PDs are on. When you have your one goal, that is where you put your energy, your campus funds. That is where you place time, and that's where you place your feedback. You have to prioritize what is important. And so when you make your schedules, you will see on your calendar what your priorities are. If I were to look at your Outlook calendar right now, or your Google calendar, or your pen and paper calendar, could I determine what your priorities are? For the longest time, when you looked at my calendar, you wouldn't have been able to tell, because it was all over the place. I was here, and then I was here, and then I was here, and then I was here. Not until I started scheduling my weeks every Friday before I leave work, I scheduled what I was going to be doing Monday through Friday, bit by bit. And as a coach, I prioritized getting into teachers' classrooms and having feedback conversations with them. You have to prioritize the main thing. So let's make the main thing, because if not, goals die in darkness. That's why campus improvement plans, a lot of them don't work because no one knows what they are, no one understands the why, and there's not an investment. So I want to review the 3 things that we need to do to get teacher investment when it comes to our goals. Principals, listen to me. Don't set your goal without eliciting teacher input. Don't make that goal by yourself. Otherwise, you're going to be the only one excited about that goal. Elicit teacher feedback. Assist in their visualization. Help them to picture it. How's this going to make my life better? That's only for the core teachers. I don't need to worry about that. I'm not a tested subject. Oh my gosh, can I tell you how many times I hear that from non-tested subject teachers? But why would they when the campus improvement goal talks about test scores? Why would they be invested? And let me tell you, we are stronger together than we are apart. So we need all hands on deck. And then finally, I want you to make the main thing the main thing. Like I said, plaster it all over the building. Let your families know. Send out an email. Put it on a t-shirt if you need to. Make giant banners. Make the main thing the main thing. And this is how you're going to know when you're successful, when you're making progress towards that goal. You're going to get your microphone during lunch duty, and you're going to walk around to all the kids, and you're going to be like, all right, Jimmy, what's our campus goal? And if they're able to tell you, you know that you are going in the right direction. Make the main thing the main thing. So I hope you found this video helpful. I hope that before you establish that goal, you consider those 3 steps you need to do, because I'm here to tell you, we are stronger together than we are apart. You cannot do this alone, and you want all key stakeholders moving in the same direction. And to do that, you need to elicit that feedback, help them with the visualization, and make the main thing the main thing. So again, I hope you found this video helpful tonight. If you have any questions, I want you to send them my way, but I'm going to ask you to do me a huge favor. I want you to go ahead, like and subscribe to this channel on YouTube, Crabtree Coaching Collaborative, and share it with others. Don't miss another episode. Share the wealth. And again, like I said, if you have any questions, just shoot me a DM. I'd be more than happy to walk you through how to establish a successful goal on your campus. Have a wonderful Friday night, my friends. And until next time, I'll talk to you later.